Boo. Hey guys, this is Chris Burns again with Chris Burns Mentoring here to talk to you about probably a lot of people's favorite topic, even if they don't admit it, and that's sex. Who likes to have sex? I do. I like sex a lot, and I don't do it all the time, but when I do, not just kidding. But sex is really powerful, as you know, and it can be used in a lot of different ways, and it's actually an act that people do to connect. Sometimes it's for recreational reasons, but there's a really cool idea that I like to live by. I don't really have sex with someone I can't see myself being, because for me it's a very spiritual and a very emotional connection. It is physical, but I always say if you can't hold my mind, you can't hold the Johnson down there. So it doesn't matter how attractive someone is. There's something very metaphysical about sex, and that has a lot to do with your root chakra. It has a lot to do with your heart space. It also has a lot to do with your third eye too, and just your vision of yourself and how you view your partner that you're engaging in this act with. And so, whenever you have sex, you're not only exchanging body fluids, but you're also exchanging energy too. And so, your essence is literally now mixing up and intertwining with whoever it is that you're with. And this is the same for lesbians, for gay people, for heterosexual couples. It doesn't matter. There's the energy transference is real. And so a lot of people actually get themselves caught up in not so healthy situations because they may feel very attracted and engaged in the sexual act, but that maybe the relationship isn't very healthy. And what happens is that person's energy becomes part of yours. It becomes part of your essence, at least for a time being, and you kind of carry that with you. It gets trapped in your auric field, and you carry that with you. I know some people who, once after they break up, they get an energy cleanse, and they want to cut all ties. And one of the hardest ties is the sex, because in our brains we have the happy chemicals, the dopamine, the serotonin that get released, the oxytocin, whenever you're physically attracted and turned on and ready to engage with somebody. And those chemicals are very addicting. Happiness is addicting. I don't know if you knew that, but being happy is addicting. So is being sad, so is being angry. Whatever chemical is going on that you're giving attention to and that is recurring in your brain, you become addicted to it. And so this is a lot of reasons why people who become sex addicts become sex addicts, because the chemicals in their brain. Anyways, my point is you have to understand sex on a whole other level. It's not just someone, putting a penis in a vagina. It's not just this erotic foreplay. That's all part of it. But there's a sacred union. Sex is very symbolic for connection. It's very symbolic for union and divinity. There's a name for the vagina, the yoni, that is very precious, and it's the canal. It's the portal for life itself. And men who hold the phallus are the seed. You hear people talk about you got to raise your seed. They use it in a slang, but it's actually very powerful. What you're doing is you're creating a life. You're creating life. You are, giving birth to a universe, women, and that is one of the most beautiful things. Each individual that you come across is their own sacred universe, and that's something that I don't think a lot of people give thought to when they're having sex. Is that your body is your temple, and any energy that you allow in your body is going to stick with you for some time. Also, those of you who understand things on maybe a deeper level, metaphysical level, there's beings out there who can manipulate you through your root chakra, through the sexual energy. Sexual energy is very powerful. It's very potent. That's why people who don't have sex for a while, um, they may be bitter, that not bitter, but they may get angry, frustrated. We call it being sexually frustrated. That's because it's not just an act, but sex is an actual energy that arises within you from your root chakra, and it's supposed to go all the way, through your body and come out your crown. And that's if you really know what you're doing and you're really connected, and the energy is very, very potent. Now, imagine this like big ball of energy sitting at the base of your spine, basically. Some people call it the Kundalini, but it's this energy that's just waiting to be released, and we all have it. If you don't engage in sex for a while and you become sexually frustrated, it's not because you need to get off, or go help yourself, or jump in bed with somebody. It's because you have to find a place, a portal for that energy to go. For me, when I'm not engaging in sex, I like to use my energy, my sexual energy, to write, to create. I've learned to master the feeling of being horny, to say the least. Not to say it doesn't happen, but just to say that there's other things you can do with it besides jumping in the sheets with somebody. And there's nothing wrong, with jumping in the sheets with somebody if it's someone you trust, if it's someone that you can see yourself being, if their vibration matches up with yours, and if you're safe, if they're clean, go for it. We're here in this experience to enjoy ourselves, to enjoy our body, not to be ashamed of it. And so that's what I like to do with my sexual energy. I like to create with it. I like to write things down. And how do I do this? How do I use this feeling, this very biological gift that we have, to make my world a better place to live and make people around me happy and make myself happy? Uh, it obviously starts as a physical feeling, and you kind of know whenever your body wants to procreate. And this isn't to say to hold it back all the time, because we all need to do what we need to do, but we don't always have to do that. So, I like to, I'll take a few deep breaths, and I'll feel the energy start in my lower region, and go kind of up through my body until it hits my heart. And then once it's there, I like to channel it into my hands and my mind. And so now I have this really high strong energy, and I get really creative, and I'm able to put things together because I now control my body. That's the thing. Is a lot of us think that our body is just this thing that we have that is out of control, but no, your body listens to you, and so it does what you command it to. And if it's on autopilot, of course it's going to be haywire. You're going to have all this pent up energy, and you're not going to know what to do with it because it's not giving a command. It's like a plane in the sky that's free falling. Well, what do you want me to do? I don't have an autopilot, so you're the pilot of your body. And when you engage in sex, my point is, do it because obviously it feels good, but do it because you see the essence and the connectivity in that other person. You value them. You can love them in some way, shape, or form. You don't always have to be in a relationship to have sex. You can be, but as free beings, there's no real rules. And I say, as long as you're being safe and you're comfortable with this person and you're being open and honest, because that can get tricky too if you're just jumping around from one person to the next and you're not really setting boundaries. That's when things get sloppy. You don't want to play that game. It's messy. It doesn't feel good. You gotta do a whole bunch of stuff and explain yourself. If you're single and you wanna hook up with someone, let's like kind of take that term and flip it. It doesn't have to be a hookup. That I think, especially for the younger generation, we have kind of taken that term and made it into this like taboo thing. Like, if you're engaging in sex with someone, um, you're this kind of person or you're that kind of person. Man, sex is the most powerful thing humans were given. Sex has brought down empires. It's also started empires too. Sex has created life. Sex has allowed me to make this video, you know? And so it's funny how the media will take one of the most sacred things that humans are given and manipulate it and make you feel bad for it. Do it the right way. Know yourself, know your limits, know your boundaries, know what it is you're looking for, and then don't be afraid to go find it and have fun with it. Enjoy your body. Women, I can't tell you, you are all beautiful. If stop watching commercials and TV and buying into these makeup brands, making you feel, that you're lesser, that you need to have, big hips and big boobs. Like you, those are great, but you don't need to have that to be a good-looking woman. Be yourself. You're all beautiful men. Like you don't have to be 6'2". I'm not that tall. I'm not short, but I'm not that tall. It's all about owning your power. That's what sexual attractiveness is. It's about owning your power and owning who and what you are. In my opinion, that's what turns people on. Like this man or this woman's about their business and they're getting it done. Oh, they may look like Shrek, but hey, Shrek's getting money or whatever it is. You see my point. Just be confident, and that's what sex is. It's like the masculine and the feminine coming together to create this life and to create this sacred union, and you're complete. Um, and if you're single and you're not married, you don't have a wife or a husband or a significant other, you can still find that union. Actually, you should try to find it within yourself first. It's actually really important to be very understanding of your masculine and feminine side. If you're not whole within yourself, there's no way you're gonna hook up with someone or be with someone else and expect that relationship to go well, because you haven't done your own inner work. And sooner or later, it's gonna show up. I don't care how good the sex is, it'll show up. And it doesn't, excuse me, it doesn't always have to be a big deal. But if you got some work to do, it's gonna show up. And so I guess my advice is before you do just, jump around, have some self value and self worth. I'm really sick and tired of the people saying, oh, she gets with this guy and then he got with that girl, so they don't value themselves. No, like I have sex. That doesn't mean I don't value myself. It just means that I like it and I understand myself and I trust this person and I love this person. Don't let society make you feel bad for something that is very natural and a part of our lives. So if you like sex, do it up. Be safe. Be clean about it. Understand the spiritual principles behind sex. Understand what the sacred passageway is. You know, understand what happens whenever you exchange energy and how that's going to affect you. If you're wondering why you broke up with your ex a year or so ago and you still feel this weird connection, it could be a sexual connection. Even if you're not having sex anymore, that energy could still be there, and you would have to do some inner work, and I could work with you on that, on how to kind of cut those cords and totally be done with it. But like I said, sex is a double-edged sword. It could either build an empire or bring one down. If you're engaging in sex, do it the right way. Love yourself first. Trust yourself first. Find someone who vibes with you, who can understand you, who wants to be with you. And if y'all decide to get married after that, that's great. If not, don't feel ashamed for having sex. That's all I want to say. Be you, love yourself, and have fun and be safe. Okay? So this is Chris Burns from chrisburnsmentoring.com. That's my website. And if you haven't heard, you can head on over to Chris Burns 1025 on Instagram and Twitter, and we can start comments and talk and set up some sessions. And one of my big aspirations and things I really like to do is help people with relationships. And a lot of times sex is used as a power tool in relationships. So if you're curious to see if your partner's doing that to you, or if you're manipulating your partner, let's talk about it and let's kind of nip that in the bud and start seeing sex as something that unites people and is used in a spiritual and healthy and mature and loving way. So namaste. I will talk to you beautiful souls soon. Head on over to my website, chrisburnsmentoring.com. Peace out.